Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create webinars in Microsoft Teams. Here I am on the Teams desktop application. I've gone to the calendar area, and over here we can see next to new meeting, there's a drop down arrow, and I'm able to select webinars from here. This then takes me to the webinar screen here where I can define my webinar and its details and add all the information I need. So on here, I'm going to select this. Let's call it Teams webinar training. And in here, we can see the start and end date. We're able to select the time zone as well for those start and end date and time. And down here, we are able to add a brief description about this webinar. In the event group, we can see the organizer, co-organizer, and presenters. The organizer is generally the person that is creating this event. In this case, it's Alex Welber. And the co-organizers, we're able to add multiple co-organizers. For example, I want Alan to be a co-organizer to assist me with creating and adding presenter bios. I'm able to do that. Presenters from your organization, I'm able to then add presenters here. So let's say we will add Christy as a presenter, and we'll add Adil as well. We can also add external presenters. If there are presenters that are external to our organization, we're able to add them from here. Then at the bottom here, we can see event access. You can allow people only within your organization to access this event. So anyone that has the email address of this organization and is linked to this organization is able to get in and sign up for this event, or public, which is going to allow anyone on the web to be able to access this event. You have the enabled attendee emails. This will allow emails to flow out to the attendees to notify them that they've successfully registered, they're on a waiting list, the event is going to start in 2 days, etc. Then you have allow sharing to social media. What this does is allows sharing to LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, etc. It adds those little icons on the event screen so you can share it directly from there. Then you have the attendee experience. This will allow a mic for an attendee, for example, will allow the attendee to enable their mic, allow camera, will allow them to enable their camera. Q&A is where people are able to ask questions, add comments, upvote questions, etc. That has its own area where you can manage the Q&A settings within the webinar. Then the green room, if you enable a green room, this will allow the organizers, co-organizers, and presenters to join the meeting before everybody else does, and they're able to test their mic, their camera, and able to test their content. And then when they're ready, they can select start meeting, and that'll start the event and allow all the registrants to flow in. In this case, I have added a number of people. I'm happy. I'm ready to move to the presenter's bios. Over to the left here, I'll just click on save and send invites. And then once that's done, then we go to the presenter bios here, and we can see the 2 presenters we've added are added in this list here. We can update their order depending on who we want to be presenting first. Let's just say Adil is going to be presenting first, then Christy. We're going to then edit their bio, and in here we can add an image. So in this case, let's use this image for example, and we can zoom in and out to make it more closer to get a better picture of that presenter. We'll hit done. Over here we can see we can add company, job title, LinkedIn profile to allow attendees to connect to this presenter, a Twitter profile, personal website if they have one, and add a brief bio. Once I'm happy with that, I'll hit save, and we'll see that image update shortly once this record is saved. There you go. And then the next one is Christy. We can do the same thing. We can apply a particular image for Christy, for example, this one here. And again, we can zoom it in and apply that. And so now you can see a nice, neat profile of this person, a bio of this presenter. We are again able to add all their information here, like the one before, and submit. And so now we have added the 2 presenters, added information about them, added their images. Once we're happy with those details, we can move on to the next one, which is the theming. The theming allows us to update the theme to the theme that matches the webinar. So in this case here, you can see a banner image, an automatic image that was already applied, which is the standard out of the box image. You can also apply a logo. If you have a logo, you want to apply that, you just update that logo. Again, similar to the profile picture on the presenter bios, you're able to zoom in and out to adjust the image. And here we can see a choice of colors, of theme colors we're able to apply to this webinar, and we can update those and hit save. Next one is configuration here. So this is where we're going to configure the number of attendees, how many attendees are going to be attending this event, or how many registrations we're going to allow. So let's just say 200. All right. At the bottom here, the maximum here is 1,000, so you can't go above 1,000. That's the maximum. So keep that in mind. And here you can see the event capacity. I'm going to set that to 200. So anything above 200, if I enable a waitlist, for example, people are going to start going on that waitlist. Now, for these, you can see there when I'm clicking them, it's actually showing me you've discovered a premium feature. This requires a different lot of license, the next level up, for us to be able to trial those, or to use those features. You are able to start a free trial though, and you can try how that works. And then limit registration date. So for example, say the event starts in 2 weeks time, you want the registrations to end next week, a week before the event starts. You're able to do that by limiting the registration date. Again, this is a premium feature. You need to upgrade for you to be able to use these features. The forms though, this is available for everybody to use. So if I click on add field, we can see some preset fields here that have been added, and I can select ones, for example, the address. You can see it's already typed in for me and I don't have to do anything. We can add more fields, for example, state. We want to capture the industry of the people attending. But another thing we can do is we can customize questions. So if I want a text input, for example, here we have a text input for address. We can use a text input, similar story, and add an address. Or we can ask a certain question where we require a text input from that person. Or you have the ability to add choices or checkboxes. So if we add a choice, for example, we can add what is your dietary requirement, or let's say what is your favorite color. And here you can say green, red, and people are able to choose between these colors whether they want green or red, or you can say multiple select or multi-select. This will enable them to select both options. Let's leave it as a single option. If I check this required, then that makes this a required field, so they must fill this out, and you can see there a red asterisk showed up, which makes this a mandatory field. And we can continue customizing these questions and adding more details, but pretty much this is how it works. Checkbox, text box, text input, or choices. Once we're happy here, I'm going to hit save and move on to the attendee status. Now, attendee status is once people start registering to the event, you'll see there are X number of people registered, X number of people canceled, etc. That'll start to show up once you've published your site and people started to register to your webinar. Next one is the emails. Emails, these are pre-configured emails by Microsoft Teams. Now, these are configurable, but it does require a license, the premium license, for you to be able to modify these emails. But if you click on preview email, you can see a quick preview of that email here, and you can then see what details is being sent. It's very generic. Like I said, you can modify this if you have a premium license, but out of the box it comes like this. So you have a number of emails here. It says when the attendee is pending approval. So if we had an approval, we're required to approve those attendees, then they'll receive an email saying, hey, we're waiting on your approval. Once you've been approved, then you will be notified. Then you have the wait listing, attendee rejection, cancellation. These are all the emails. And then the webinar reminder and event recording available. So once the recording becomes available and published, then they're able to go and review that recording. Next one is reports. So this area here is once the webinar is complete, it'll generate a report and you'll be able to see the attendance report here. Then the recordings, obviously, once the webinar is completed, the recording is complete, then the recording will be published here. And you can see here, you're able to publish, you're able to then share it with everybody. You can preview the email from here that says, hey, the webinar is now available. A recording of the event is ready to view, sincerely, etc. And lastly, you're able to connect applications here, which I'm not really going to cover a lot in detail, but this is another thing you're able to do with webinars. Once I'm happy with these details, I can publish my site. So if I go ahead and publish this and copy that link, and I'm going to use that link here. So let's paste the link and start fresh. So here you can see this is my webinar. You can see the green color there applied for my theme, and I can see the two presenters or two speakers here, and we can see the title. If I had added description, I'll be able to see the description under that. I am able to share this to others. I'm able to copy that, and you can see the Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter icons are available here because I have allowed for sharing on social media. And here attendees are able to register. So this is someone that is not signed in. This is just someone on the web. They're able to go register. They need to provide their first name. So let's go ahead and say, let's go Ken Roberts. And then the email is ken.roberts@email.com. And we could provide an address, a state. Now you can see these are no mandatory, but this one here, what is your favorite color, is a mandatory question. So we have to fill that in, and we have to agree to the terms and conditions and hit register. And so now you see your registration has been processed. We send you a confirmation email to this email here, and this is the sharing link if you want to share the event with others. And you're also, again, able to share this on social media. If we go back to our event here and go to attendee status, we can see here registered is one. We can see Ken Roberts has registered. And if we hit on more, we can see their responses to those questions. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to hit the subscribe button to be up to date with more upcoming Microsoft Teams training videos.